Hi everyone, this is Christy, and today I'm going to show you how you can use your palette to make a palette out of your alcohol inks. Anybody that's seen my videos, I love alcohol inks and the versatility that they have. You can do so many different things. I love using them on metals and just different items. Other than just making tags and stuff. You can use them for home dec. And I'll have a link on my blog as to different projects that I've used them on, so you can check back on all the different things that you can use them for. But today I'm going to concentrate on making a palette with a whole bunch of colors. I have, if you can see in the background there, I have a whole bunch laid out. And I kind of already worked out how I'm going to lay them out. These palettes come with 36 different little vessels in there. If you can see, it's like a hinged cover, which is really nice. Keeps it all organized, and they have nice little wells in there. I've already made one with Perfect Pearls. You can see how awesome that turned out. That's another little video I have. But this one, I want to do the alcohol inks. So I'm going to show you how I have them all laid out. Let me slide these back a little bit. And to organize them, so I know when I flip the lid forward, like I did with my Perfect Pearl one, I just used my little labeler and printed out in the extra small print the names of the alcohol inks I'm using. And then I'm going to just adhere them onto here. I just basically took all the colors that I wanted and just laid them out how I wanted them to be on the palette. Just kind of grouped them out on my mat here in the groups. Like, obviously I didn't want the orange and the black and brown aisle. And so I just kind of made groups and said, okay, well, this is going to be a row. See, because those all flow real nice. And then that way I just zipped out a line that said, okay, these are the colors that's going to be in there. So once I had all my little rows done, like here's another one. You can see all those go together. So once I had all my nice little rows done, I printed out my labels. I can show you on my Perfect Pearl palette how they look once they're on. And that way when I open up my lid, then you can just quickly just flip it down and see, okay, this is Perfect Copper. And that one's Heirloom Gold. So this is how I like to do it. And so it's just like the one right below. So I'm going to stop the video and add my labels to the lid of my palette. Okay, so this is all labeled and ready to go. And I have right next to it all my inks ready to go. Ready to rock in my palette here. It up, and I'm going to start with my first row right here. And so I have Sunshine Yellow. Get everything all ready here. Sunshine Yellow, Citrus, Lettuce, Clover, Oregano, and Meadow. So all I have to do now is open up each of my alcohol inks and just put in probably 10 to 12 drops. Just get a little squirt. And then set them aside. Just kind of fill the bottom of the well, and it's going to dry up nice. And because alcohol inks dry very quickly, this will dry in less than an hour. it'll dry up. So I love using alcohol ink, so I'm going to make my wells pretty full here. So I know I'm going to go through these, not super fast, but I mean, because they're going to last for a good long time. But and if I run out of a color, I know because of the lid what color it is. So I'm just going to continue filling each of my wells with color. See, first row done, and it was so fun. Next row, I just flip down, and it's Sailboat Stonewash. These got out of order a little bit here. Pool, Stream, Bottle, and Pesto. Okay. So I just continue filling my wells. This one is Pool. Oh my god, this is, right, this one's Bottle. This one is like my favorite color. I probably say that a lot of colors, but I love Bottle. If Bottle was a flavor, I swear I'd eat it up. So yeah, so you just continue on. I'm not going to bore you with filling these. These Adirondack colors are absolutely gorgeous. So fill them up, and I will be back when it's all filled. Okay, so I got all of my colors in there, and they're all labeled. They're dry. Look, I can stand it up. Nothing's going to fall out. And so now I have this beautiful palette. And so you say, well, what do you do with it now? When Ranger Adirondack first came out with these wonderful alcohol ink pens, I was like, oh my god, these are fabulous. You can fill them with your alcohol inks, and that's great. And so I started buying them and filling them with my inks and labeling them, and I'm like, wow, they kind of take up a lot of space. So I only got probably, well, 6, and realized this kind of takes up quite a bit of space. So what you can do is not do that. Don't do what I did. You buy one and a palette, and you have all your colors right here. And these are fabulous. They have this nice tip here, and then a finer tip on this side. Let me move this aside so you can see. So there's this fine tip and then a broader tip on this side. So all you have to do is on the broad side, you pull out the nib, and it's really easy to do. And you grab your alcohol blending solution, and you're just going to put that in there like so, and give it a good squeeze, and then let it sit for a second, because you're basically filling. There's like a thing in there that is going to fill, and it goes. We're going to let it sit on its side so you can soak. Put the nib back in. Let it soak in. And then you can use this as your pen to pick up your ink color and put it on projects. So while that's sitting and like just kind of filling the vessel in there, I'm going to show you some projects that I've used the alcohol inks to add to backgrounds. And here I've used it on the fragment pieces. I've stamped on it and then used it to color in these pieces on this tag. So, and this was for the Compendium of Curiosity. This was number 28. And I'll have links to all these on my blog. Here's another one. I didn't use it for the background. The background and the wings I stamped, like I used the applicator to apply my inks. But then on this 12 here, I used the pen to apply the color just to the 12. So, and to the 6 here, because those were silver. And here's another one. This one was for this was 2009, the 12 Tags at Christmas. And so each of these spaces was colored in with the alcohol inks separately. And I did a little stitching using the tiny attacher. And here's another one. This one's probably my favorite. Back out a little bit so you can see. This is done on a piece of clear transparency. And the bird was stamped. And then on the back, I used the alcohol inks to color in the bird and the branch. And I put this cute little bird up here, this little 3D bird. He's so cute. I love, love, love this tag. Absolutely love it. This is probably one of my favorites. And it has paint daubers around it to make it really pop out. So, I love my little snowflakes here. But yeah, love how they turned out. So there's a few. And then, okay, so here's a quick and easy project using your palette of alcohol inks and some of the shrink plastic from Inkessentials, archival ink, and any stamp. Alright, so we're going to just take a sheet, and it can be any size, of your shrink plastic. And this is what we're going to create. This little, I'm just going to show you how easy these little pens are to use with your palette. So, and I'm just going to stamp this little girl here. So I'm just going to put this in here. Just going to stamp her anywhere on here. And now we are, I like to keep my stamp close because at the last part of the process, I'm going to use my stamp again. And I'm going to rough cut out around this. Just, I'm not going to fussy cut yet. Just like do a rough cut. Put that aside, and then I'm going to grab just a piece of white paper so you can see. Now, we have her cut out here. And because there's writing and all this, we can tell the right side from the wrong side. And so this is the side I stamped. I'm going to turn her over because the alcohol ink would actually remove this ink. So I'm going to flip her over, and we're going to actually color on this side. Wave her back and forth a little bit, let the ink dry. It's okay if a little ink comes off, because when you shrink her down, all the colors are going to intensify. So now we have our palette, and I like really bold colors. So let's go with, we'll put her wings. I want her dress to be yellow. Put sunshine yellow. So all you have to do for these fillable pens, I filled it with the blending solution. So you're just going to pick up, here's the sunshine yellow. So all you have to do is pick up the color, and it's just basically going to reconstitute, and you can see it on the thing, on the end of the pen here. And so then you just color in. How cool is that? And it's really, you're able to be very detailed. And, okay, see, yeah, I got a little bit on her arm there. I'm going to do a little pants here too. I'm not worrying about going off because we're going to cut her out. So, and then to clean the marker, you just wipe it out like that. And it's going to get all that extra color out. And then it colors out clear. Can you see that? There you go. See? Now it's all clean. So, also, what you can do is, because I got some on her arm, now it's all clean. Now I can go back and just remove that color from her arm. How cool is that? Because blending solution also removes. It will lighten, it'll remove, it'll blend. So you can go back and there are no mistakes with this. So say I just removed any color I didn't want. So now I can go back and let's put some sunset orange in there. So now I have some sunset orange. I can put some orange for some shadowing. And then clean out my marker. And we're going to give her a... Oh, see, I got more on her leg. I'm just being very messy today. Okay, let's give her a bright red hat. Let's go red pepper. And I'm purposely going out of line here because it doesn't matter, because we're going to cut her out. We're going to give her some red shoes, clean that off, and let's give her some beautiful purple wings. Purple and kind of, let's go wild plum. Here, I'm going to go with this first. I'm going to put this in the middle. She's still in frame, yes. And then we're going to put a little of this. This is Purple Twilight. Purple Twilight and Mountain Rose. A little bit more Mountain Rose. And you can see that I'm really getting a lot of blending solution in there because it's lightening up a lot. So then I can grab more color off my palette. And you can dab it, you can wipe it, however you would like. And the last I need to do is put get her color on her face and stuff. And for that I'm going to show you how these pens, I still have some color, like I still have lots of color in here, and so I'm just going to use these to color in her face and her legs and her arms, which are pretty dark, so that's not going to show. And we've got the little button on top, which is right up there, which that's actually going to get a hole punched in, so it doesn't matter too much, but let's go a little bit more with the Purple Twilight. There we go. Okay, so we're all done now. Let's move her to a clean spot. Just right there. And, no, we'll leave her right as is. My pen is nice and clean. See? No colors coming out of it, so it's ready to be used for the next project. All we have to do is cap it and set to go. So all you really need is one pen. You can use, like, I'm keeping my, once you put color in a pen, you can't really change it, so I like to use this as skin. And so, oh, hair. Gotta use hair. And I do have, this is ginger. I'm gonna put ginger on as her hair. And if you put one color over another, it replaces that color. So, like if I want to turn around and change this little button on here, I can just go like that, and now it's brown. How cool is that? Okay, so now we're going to fussy cut the outside, and I'm going to cut this out. And this one I'm going to apply to a project, so I'm not going to punch that hole in it. But if you're going to hang it from something, this is where you would want to punch that hole. Not after you're done shrinking it. You want to punch the hole now, before you shrink. Okay, so this is all good and wonderful. Now all you have to do is watch the magic. So, and I like to keep my block handy because when it comes to flattening it at the very end, I like to use a stamp block to make sure it's perfectly flat. So I just put my heat gun on it, and very soon you're going to watch it start curling up. When it does, it goes fast. There it goes. The part that's closest to the table, it doesn't always want to curl. So, I flip it over. Watch your fingers, it can be hot. And then just to make sure it's flat, I use the back of my stamp block. And it's done. And there's your little girl. See that? There's that one, and if I can find the other one, here it is. So here's the two little princesses. So, alright, I hope this gave you a couple ideas, and enjoy.